So I welcome all of you to this beautiful course of machine learning. It is the demand of today. So you must have heard the words like machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. So out of that, we are learning this machine learning. Many of you may be using the word machine learning or artificial intelligence or maybe pattern recognition in synonym to each other, but there is a minor difference between them. So machine learning is talking about the computers which are made capable to learn. Okay, they are forced to learn somehow. Now we want to make our machine, that is computer, to think like human or to work like human. I want to add flavor of human to the working of a computer. So that's why we require machine learning. So let us quickly go through the syllabus. So syllabus is like this. You can see here there are 6 units, actually 3 are on this slide. So this introduction to machine learning, then some perceptron or pattern recognition example, then pattern recognition system, design cycle, learning and adaptation. So this is a kind of introduction. Then we will go for Bayesian theory. So here Bayes theorem is the dominant one. We will go for various applications of Bayes theory or Bayes decision theory to do classification, clustering kind of jobs. So that will come under unit 2. Unit 3 is dealing with the extension of this, and it talks about normal density distribution, and then again it uses Bayes for various cases. So that is unit 3. So these two things are actually same, fall into same category. Then there is this 4th unit where we are going to learn unsupervised learning or clustering. So there are various ways of doing it. So this will be under unit 4. Then extension to the Bayes actually is again parameter estimation. So this will be in unit 5. Then some introduction to Markov chains or Markov models, HMMs. So that will be covered in unit 5. And there are some dimensionality reduction methods. So all this we will see step by step, and don't worry about this. We will go slowly and thoroughly through all of these items. So key thing is, what is actually machine learning? Now to your reference, that these are some books. So this will be the main book, and this is freely available on net. You can download PDF of this. You can immediately type on Google, you will get a PDF of this, as well as you can get PDF of this. So these are that way free books. This I don't know this you will get or not, but you can try for this one. So this is also a good book. So basically we will follow Dudahart books. Now why machine learning? Why we want to learn machine learning? I hope you have studied signal processing. Can anybody say about this? Have you gone through course of signal processing? Anybody? Have you gone through signal processing? Anyone? Can you speak? I cannot see the chart because presentation is on. Can somebody speak?
No, sir, we haven't learned the signal processing course yet.
Image you have not studied.
No,
right?
sir, not even signal processing. It is in this semester. Current
Okay,
semester.
this is in the current semester. Okay, so you will be studying this important subject, and possibly in next year, I think you will see this image processing or video processing. And actually these two courses or three courses are related to each other, and they are meant for processing the signal. So processing of the signal means removal of noise or enhancement of signal, or restoration of, say, signal. Some distortion is there, so you can correct your signal. Then in case of image, you can do the segmentation. You can make the segments of image. That for different objects in the image, you can do segmentation. You can do frequency decomposition. I hope you have heard this word, transformation of signal. That means like Fourier series or Fourier transform. Have you heard this? Possibly you will learn this thing. So all these tools, you will go through different courses for this, and they are related for basically pre-processing of a signal or an image. So you will do pre-processing of raw signal or raw image. You will filter the raw signal so as to clean the signal or image and then use further. So my basic aim is to tell you that these subjects, the core subjects, are basically doing the pre-processing of signal. So that is not our final goal. My final goal is something else. So that is not end of my process. My process begins once the signals are cleaned. So when they are cleaned up, my machine learning will start. Okay. The basic aim behind these subjects is to tell you how you can make your signal clean, how you can make them such that they are useful to you. Then the step of machine learning will come. So what is machine learning? That we will see in this basic course. So this is just that way introduction to this area. Those who are interested in AI or those who are interested in pattern recognition, this is the base subject. Okay. So those who want to make your career in this area, don't miss this subject. So this is a basic thing. And if you see placement wise also, now you will see that there is a huge placement for this area. So if you open any say placement data, you will find that people are getting absorbed if they know machine learning, they know, say, deep learning, or they know neural networks, artificial neural networks. So that is the thing going on. So you have to be very attentive and try to get as much as you can. And Python will be our base for practical. So study that properly and thoroughly. So those who are knowing Python, those who are knowing machine learning tools, they are absorbed very quickly. So that is my observation. So even you can just check the data on net, you will see that. So as a placement point of view, this is a very good subject. You should try to learn as much as you can. Now, whole story starts with the actual thing is pattern recognition. So if you try to understand what is pattern recognition, then the subsequent things are simple. So let us do some experiment. I hope you can see this image. And can you recognize this? Any one of you try to speak? What is this?
So it's written A, B, C.
Okay, just 1 second now.
12, 13, 14.
So I have not changed this middle, say, object. I have changed the surrounding. Okay. So meaning of this middle image is defined by what is in the surroundings. Okay. What your brain is doing, it is immediately saying it is 12, 13, 14. Now if I show you previous slide, it is becoming ABC, isn't it? So this is how our brain is understanding the world. I have few more examples. I can show you a few more things. If you can see this image, so this is what you see. Can you see something? What this image consists of? What you
A
perceive
man
from
and a woman.
a man, old woman?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see closely? Can you see something here?
They are musicians, sir.
Okay. So it depends on what you want to say actually. So your brain is trying to understand the image in front of the eyes, and it is trying to recognize a pattern. So somebody may land to this image where say some old lady you can see, and you can see this portion where uh, an old man is there. But if you concentrate at the center, your brain will start telling you that two persons are sitting and maybe they are singing or so. So this is how your brain try to understand the world. Now one more example. What is this? Quickly.
A horse and a hidden frog.
So if I rotate this one, the same horse become a frog. Okay. So thing is, I want to tell you that how the same edges or images, you can give different meanings to them. You means your brain is trying to do something with those images and give some meaning to it. So perception of given scene is done by your brain, and brain is the tool which tells you what is around you. Okay. And many times it so happen that your brain is telling you some false things, okay, which are actually not there. So in Marathi we say je dista tasa nasta. So that kind of thing can happen with you also. It can happen to anybody. So it is basically the fault of your brain, or not even fault, it is the perception of your brain. Okay. So the thing, how we understand the world is the key behind machine learning or pattern recognition. How we learn. Okay. How we understand. So that is the main thing. And if I understand how it works, then I can add this, you can say, algorithm or idea, or the way I do this, I can use that thing for a machine, and then my machine may be thinking like a human being. So that is the idea behind this subject. Now one more example. What is this? Can you recognize this picture? What can be this? You can make a random guess. No idea? Now suppose I color it like this. What can be this?
Orange.
Orange, right? So now you can just think about the situation without colors. This was looking like this. And once I add colors, maybe some of you guessed it rightly. Okay, so if I show you original, there is no ambiguity, but this is image with edges. Okay, so these are all edges drawn by some painter and filled with some color. So once your brain sees this thing, sees this say edges, then colors, it tries to label it. It tries to label the object. It tries to identify the object within the image or within the scene that brain is seeing. So remember, your eyes are the portion of your brain inside your, say, skull. Okay, it is the visible portion of your brain. It is part of the brain. That is the only part you can see from outside of a brain. Okay, so when the brain is seeing through eyes, it immediately starts processing all the scene such way that it will understand what is around it. Okay, now you see, color is a feature. Feature means a compact representation of data. Okay, so color is one of the features of objects, and edges are also features of the objects, and brain tries to remember all this. Okay, it tries to remember, and then I use the word classify the world. Now, the origin of pattern recognition lies in very early efforts of understanding intelligence. So the question was, what is intelligence? So we can define it as the ability to grasp or understand and profit from experience. So what is intelligence is the ability to grasp or understand and profit from experience. The other definition is capability to acquire and apply knowledge. So if you think what is intelligence, can somebody tell me your definition? What is intelligence? These are some bookish ideas or bookish definitions of intelligence. This bottom one I find more appropriate: capability to acquire and apply knowledge. Say, for example, you are traveling on a road and there is some problem in that road, and you fell down while traveling on that road from your bike. There is some digging work going on and you were not aware of it, so you drive that vehicle and then you suddenly find the problem and you fell down. Now next day, when you travel on the same road, then you will be more cautious. You will be more cautious and you will try to avoid the earlier experience, because you know that there is some problem and you have faced that problem yesterday, so you will be more cautious and you will take care of that. So that is capability to acquire the information and get application of that. So once you do that, then you are intelligent. Okay, so the definition of intelligence or search for intelligence is very old. Now let us do one more experiment on you. That is, can you recognize these pictures? Very quickly.
Qutub Minar and the Parliament.
Right. So you rightly pointed out what is this. Now, if you know the answer, how do you recognize this? Why you recognize this? What is the idea? What is your opinion? Why you understand these images?
Based on previous memory.
Right. So the definition of intelligence was given initially far behind the centuries. It was 2370 years ago by Plato. I hope you know this person. You might have heard about this in your books, school books. So the concept of abstract ideas are known to us a priori through mystic connection with world. He concluded that ability to think is found in a prior knowledge of the concepts. Meaning is, you are aware of the things. Say this is Qutub Minar is known to you earlier. This is Parliament is known to you earlier. That's why once I show you these images, you are immediately recognizing these pictures. So this was the concept given by Plato. You can imagine those days no computers, nothing, but he could define what is intelligence 2370 years, 2370 years ago. So he said prior knowledge is the key for intelligence. Now, what is this?
Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. Anybody else?
Baby ka Maqbara.
Okay, how do you know this?
This in Aurangabad.
Yes, that is right answer. But how do you differentiate between the Taj Mahal and this thing?
Size.
Size, right? I show you both now. You compare these two. This is original, and this is the mimic of Taj Mahal, as pointed out rightly by someone that this is Bibi Ka Maqbara. And the answer, somebody said Taj Mahal initially, is also right because your brain is telling you that this looks like Taj Mahal. The features extracted from this previous image, you extract features of this, they are very closely matching with features here for Taj Mahal, right? And those who have not seen this earlier, they will definitely land to this solution. When I ask what is this, then they will say, okay, this is resembling to the earlier image I have seen in my life, so that is Taj Mahal. So their answer is dependent on their prior information or prior knowledge, as pointed out by Plato. So these are simple experiments that we can do within ourselves and try to understand what is intelligence. So basically, if you see the history of Taj Mahal, it is a white marble tomb built in 1631 and 248 in Agra, whereas Bibi Ka Maqbara is available in Aurangabad. Okay, you can visit and see. It's very similar to that, not exactly, but size is small, as somebody said. Now, the student of Plato who criticized the teacher, so Aristotle criticized the teacher. He said that only prior knowledge is not enough. Prior knowledge is not enough for intelligence. Prior knowledge, you can say something is stored in my hard disk, then hard disk becomes full with information. So that is not the only source of intelligence, he pointed out. He criticized his teacher, that is Plato, as it is not taking into account the important aspect of the thing is that ability to learn or adapt to the changing world. So adaptivity is the key in intelligence. So this was the thing pointed out by Aristotle, who was student of Plato. Okay, so what is adaptability? Adaptability means if some new information comes to you, then you must add to the list of earlier information that this is new thing. If that is not available with you, then you are in trouble. Okay, as I said, you are traveling on a road, you are not knowing that there was some digging work going on and you traveled on that, unknowingly you fell down. Once you know this information that there is a problem in the road, then you must be adaptable. You must change your behavior next time. Okay, that will happen immediately without somebody telling you that be careful. Your brain is adaptive. So it will adapt to the changing situation. It will next day when you travel, you will not be facing that problem. But by chance somebody again fails, then you will say he or she is idiot, because yesterday there was a problem with this fellow and again he is facing same problem. So he is not adaptable. People will call that person as idiot. So that is how this adaptability is very important. Now let us do one experiment. Do you know the painter of this image? Shall I tell you? If you are not aware, then I will tell you that this image was painted by Hussein. Okay, very renowned artist, M.F. Hussein. Okay, then we will take another image of the same painter. So this is also painted by Hussein. Okay. Now, do you know painter of this image? I hope no. So the answer is, it is painted by again a famous person, Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, so this image was painted by famous Rabindranath Tagore, and these two images are painted by M.F. Hussein. Right? Now I will ask you a question. Can you tell me who is painter for image number 1 and who is painter for image number 2? Can you guess now? Try to answer. Anybody?
One Tagore, second Hussain.
One is?
Tagore.
Right. So one is Tagore, as he is saying, one is Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore, and second is M.F. Hussain. Even though these new images are new to you, but I have trained you, or training images were given to you, that this is image or the painting done by M.F. Hussain. This is also M.F. Hussain, and this is Tagore. Then you will try, your brain immediately starts extracting features of this, how this is drawn, or what are the contents of the image. So horse is the basically copyright of you can say M.F. Hussain. Most of the images are included with horses of M.F. Hussain. So this is, here also horse is there. So, and then you see your brain is immediately adapting to this painting strokes of Rabindranath Tagore. Some lady is drawn. So immediately once you see this thing and strokes of this image, your brain lands to answer Rabindranath Tagore. Here you will see that there is horse here and there is horse here. So definitely there is a great chance that this is drawn by M.F. Hussain. Okay, so you can see, you can do experiment with yourself, and these concepts of training and testing, how you extract features, how you apply the acquired knowledge. So this is acquired knowledge. This was acquired right now within say last 2-3 minutes. You have acquired new knowledge and your brain is immediately applying it in your next part of life. So your brain is very adaptable. It's very powerful, you can see, and you can take benefit of this adaptability immediately. So congratulations, your brain is very adaptive. Now how we learn to recognize painters of this image or pictures, and what we extracted from this image, how exactly it is done by your brain and how to mimic these things for a computer. Suppose I do this experiment with a computer. So everybody is having, say, mobile or computer laptops with them. And if I show image to that laptop, that this is painting of M.F. Hussain, this is painting of Rabindranath Tagore, and how to tell that computer that this is drawn by M.F. Hussain, this is drawn by Rabindranath Tagore, and then show that computer or laptop or mobile that what is this image. So these questions, suppose I want to ask and get answer from a computer. You must have done this with Google searches. Right now you can do this on, you can throw some image on Google search, that Google search will extract some features of it and it will try to retrieve information about it. It's very simple. But how it will be done actually? So that we will try to do it with the help of machine learning. So basic thing is you extract features, and a key step in object recognition, a very important step in object recognition is feature extraction, and then the part of classification, clustering, and so on comes into picture. So we will just revise what we have seen. What is pattern recognition? So pattern recognition deals with the problem of identifying underlying structure of data. So underlying structure of data, this is key thing. Identifying the underlying structure of the data. It can also be defined as the search for structure in the data. It is the science and art of giving names to the natural objects in the real world. So these are few definitions of pattern recognition. Now, what is the answer to this question? What is artificial intelligence? So these words are very close to each other, but they have some different meaning actually. So what is artificial intelligence? It refers to the simulation of human intelligence in the machine that are programmed to mimic human behavior and their actions. Okay, so that is artificial intelligence. And then what is machine learning? As I said, they look very similar. Now you can see this image. When I say artificial intelligence, you are trying to make maybe a robot like this, or a machine which looks like human being and which has the capability to do actions like human being. Not only thinking, it can do various actions, various processings like human being, or maybe better than human being. So to do that, whatever we require is artificial intelligence. So what is basic goal of AI is to make this thing. Okay, but what machine learning is doing, it is subsection of AI. Okay, subsection of AI which deals with learning. Now, what is machine learning is a subfield of AI which enables machines to learn from past data or experiences without being explicitly programmed. Okay, you will just present some data to your machine, and machine will try to understand the things, understand the situation, and take proper action or proper decision. Okay, so machine learning is based on the idea that machines should be able to learn and adopt through experience. So as I said, this is the key thing. So you must be able to learn and adopt, okay, through experience. But if you see AI refers to a broader idea where machines can execute tasks smartly. Smart machines, you can say. Artificial intelligence applies machine learning, deep learning, and other techniques to solve actual problems. Okay, so they are all interrelated. I can say maybe PR is a big set. Subset of that is AI, and subset of that is ML. Okay, so this may be ML, this may be AI, and big brother is everything comes under actually PR. Okay, so PR is a actually old idea. AI comes later, and then machine learning. So they are all interlinked, so they are not isolated. And maybe you can use them synonymously, so maybe that is also possible. So why it is important? Why machine learning is important? The need to add intelligence to machines to automate work with flavor of human skills, heavy demand of data processing and searching, need of easy interfaces to communicate with computing machines. So these are key things associated with machine learning. Now, many times when you see this subject, the word class will appear. So we will try to understand what is class. If you collect the objects like this, I say this is belonging to pen class. So all these objects which are pens, actually images of pens, nobody is same actually. If you see pixel by pixel, these objects are different. Okay, there is no similarity between any of these objects, but they fall into same category of pen. Similarly, if I make some other group like eraser, these are all erasers. Okay, nobody is same, but even though they are not same, we will call them as erasers because we try to group based on their working. So their job is to remove the say unwanted pencil marks. So that is why we call them as erasers. All these objects can write on a paper, so they are pens. Okay, so this becomes pen and this becomes eraser. But your brain will try to extract from these images something so that you can separate them. So your brain can draw this demarcation boundary within your brain so that you will say that this side is pen and this side is eraser. Okay, so this is done automatically. You are not aware of this, how this is done by brain. But when it comes to computer, we will try to find out this line, this dark border line somehow, and we will try to store this information that if this is the space, then if this is the line which is remembered by computer, then this side of the line is a pen class and this side of the line is a eraser class. Or in normal case situation, we will see that this is class 1, say class 1, and this is say class 2. Okay, so this we will be doing when it comes to computer. So separate the data belonging to different classes. So this is just an example of 2-class problem, but we can have many classes that we want to train to the computer or to the machine, that you will learn so many classes for a given problem. So given new data, assign them correct category. That is the job of a machine. Say something new is now shown to machine along with these 2 classes. Suppose I have learned pen class, and then I means the machine has learned this pen class, eraser class, and suppose I want to add new tube light class. Suppose I add tube light class, then there are some tubes appearing here. Then your machine must be able to understand that these are tubes, these are erasers, and these are pens. So your machine must be able to do all this. So what we do is we try to extract features of the objects, and we try to represent a big image with the help of feature vectors. So this is representation of object number 1. This is a very compact representation of an object with just 2 numbers. Okay, this is object 1, this is object 2, so this is object 3, this is object 4, and so on. So what we have done here is, say given an object, we measure height, suppose, and then we measure width of that object, suppose in the centimeters, okay, or maybe in meters, whatever may be unit. So if I measure height and width of an object, then this is height and this is width. So any image, say some object is there, I can measure height of that object and I can measure width of that object. So if I measure height and width, I can represent whole this big image with the help of just two numbers. Okay, I can throw this image. I can just remember that image or object with the help of just two numbers. So this whole image is, suppose, let us say 200 by 100. This 200 by 100 image means 200 into 100 numbers. They are represented by just two numbers. So what is feature? Feature is a compact representation of data. Feature is, you can note down this, feature is a compact representation of data. So data means, here is, in this example, I have some image of size 200 by 100. So 200 by 100 information is stored with the help of just two numbers. So two numbers are height feature and width feature. So extracted features are height and width. Just two numbers, one object is stored. Okay. Then I take another object and I measure height and width. Then it becomes second feature vector. Then I take third one, then I take fourth one. Okay. So if I plot these four things on a graph, say like this, say these are the 4 points, then blue is representing one category of object and red is representing another category of object. Then if my machine want to separate them into two categories, what machine is expected to do is to draw this line. Okay, it is expected to draw this line so that this side is category 1 and this side is category 2, or class 1 and class 2. This side is pen and this side is, say, maybe eraser. Okay, so this line which is drawn here is the outcome of processing of this data by our learning algorithm. So what learning algorithm will receive is these 4 feature vectors, and it will try to draw this demarcation boundary. Okay, that is the key behind any machine learning algorithm. So you can extend this idea to maybe 3 classes here. Say this is group 1, this is group 2, and maybe this is group 3. So just such decision boundaries you can draw. And once you are doing this with the help of lines or planes, it is called as linear discriminant function. Okay, since they are linear in nature, so we will say these are linear boundaries or linear decision boundaries. You can use planes or lines or hyperplanes to separate or isolate the classes. So with this introduction, I will stop here. If you have any doubt regarding this subject or anything you want to ask, I can answer the things. So do you have any doubt you can ask or query regarding the subject? So we are going to follow 20-30-20-30 pattern for this subject also, and we will be taking 2 tests for your continuous evaluation and 2, you can say, assignments for this continuous evaluation of 20 marks for, say, prior to your mid-sem and after mid-sem. Okay, so there will be practical which will be there. Mr. Gaurav will conduct that, and you will be using Python. How many of you are aware of Python? Anybody? Are you aware of Python? Yes? Okay, then for you it's easy. You can directly start implementing the things. Those who are not aware, I urge them to start reading this Python. That is very helpful for you in future. Okay, and it's very simple. You can maybe within week you can learn and then you can proceed. Okay, so I asked Mr. Gaurav that he will tell you the introduction to Python first. So those who are not aware, they can start using that. And then next to that week, we will do the actual practicals. Okay, I hope this is fine. So we will stop for today. Thank you.